No. Did I look like I'm done? Do I look like I'm done? Do I look like I'm done with my dinner? Go! Get out of here!
Now, throughout the decorated history of WWE, a number of stories have surfaced in relation to the rules that WWE employees are forced to follow. Some of these rules are truly bizarre and would only be found in the WWE workplace. And most of these rules come from the WWE chairman Vince McMahon, who likes things done his way, and anyone who deviates from his unique way of doing things could be heavily punished. But which rules are they? Well, join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at 10 of the most bizarre rules wrestlers must follow in WWE. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists.
Have you ever been involved in an office romance? Yes. That's what it seems like. Yes.
Number 10. Give the company access to their social media accounts. Now, this seems rather intrusive, but WWE talent are actually required to give WWE management access to their social media accounts. This started in 2017 after a number of superstars' personal photos were leaked online. They decided that best practice moving forward was creating a social media policy. Reports surfaced online in 2017 that they held mandatory social media training for superstars, and that they were forced to sign an amendment which stated that a WWE superstar wouldn't share their social media account with anyone other than themselves and WWE. Interestingly, they recently decided to ban all third-party social media networks. This meant that main roster superstars were banned from using platforms such as Twitch and OnlyFans. Number 9. Dress to impress. In 2004, WWE introduced a dress code across the company. This stated that all talent arriving to the arena should be wearing business casual, and that there would be heavy fines if talent didn't stick to this. Now, there was a lot of pushback to this at the time, mainly due to it making little sense. WWE superstars weren't attending the show for a board meeting, they were there to wrestle. According to Bruce Pritchard, former WWE champion Randy Orton wasn't impressed with the dress code policy and revealed,
"Got it, Randy Orton. As a matter of fact, Randy was like, why can't I just wear nice jeans?" And jeans were like on the X list. Randy didn't like it. I think that most of the guys just looked at it like, kind of rolled their eyes and okay, we'll do it. But there was nobody that was, yay, we have a dress code. Because the guys that dressed, they were already doing it. I really think it came down to seeing the guys that were dressed, that looked really good, like Batista and all those guys. It was like, God damn, they look sharp. And then somebody walks in behind them in shorts and flip-flops or a Tommy Bahama shirt and Nike shoes. They go, God damn. So I think it was a combination of a lot of things that got us to that point.
WWE actually used this real-life policy for a storyline in the summer of 2021, as Baron Corbin would be fined during a storyline for failing to stick to the dress code. This is the first time that the WWE's dress code has been mentioned in the context of their TV product. Number 8. Money in the Bank holders are required to carry the briefcase everywhere. It's common practice that the WWE title holders aren't forced to carry their championship titles with them whenever they travel. However, the same rule doesn't apply to Money in the Bank holders. They're actually required to carry the briefcase with them wherever they go. Now, there's never been a true reason for this, and it sometimes could cause a lot of embarrassment. Corbin revealed in a 2017 interview that it was extremely hard to carry the briefcase around, in particular at airports. Speaking to the Phoenix New Times, Corbin revealed, "It actually is very hard. The thing is bright blue and says Money in the Bank in giant letters. So walking through the airport, everybody's staring at you, looking at what it is, or there's a lot of people at the airport that want to take pictures now, and you're carrying this bright blue briefcase and it's not light. I've got my contract in there too. It's a carry-on, so it's with me 24/7. Number 7. WWE interviewers should be shorter than the superstars themselves. Another bizarre rule in the WWE is that backstage interviewers should always be shorter than the WWE superstar that they're interviewing. Michael Cole, Tom Phillips, Kevin Kelly, and even Lillian Garcia weren't exactly the tallest individuals in the world, and as a result, WWE talent always towered over them. A former WWE interviewer and commentator, Scott Stanford, revealed that Vince McMahon introduced a rule a number of years ago which states that if the interviewer is tall, then they are forced to kneel down when conducting interviews so they don't appear as big. This is really crazy to believe, but anything is possible when it comes from the mind of Vince McMahon. Number 6, you can't leave early, ever. An average day at Raw or SmackDown can last anywhere from 8 to 10 hours. This is a long day for talent, and it's rather common for them to just want to leave the arena once their match is finished, but that isn't permitted. The rule states that all WWE talent have to stay in the arena until the show is finished. The logic for this is that it's seen as disrespectful if WWE talent leaves when some superstars have yet to wrestle. Tyler Breeze broke this rule in 2015 and it seriously impacted his push. Number 5, the Dallas Tag Rope. The tag rope is traditionally tied to the top turnbuckle, and during a tag team match, the superstar on the apron must hold onto the rope until they get tagged in. Now, believe it or not, in the city of Dallas, there are strict rules that WWE must follow in relation to the length of this tag rope. Prior to each event in Dallas, an independent inspector is sent to the arena to check that the tag rope is 18 inches long. Yet due to this ruling, WWE have applied this standard length for all their tag ropes, so whenever a WWE match is taking place, the tag rope is always 18 inches long. Number 4, no sneezing in front of Vince McMahon.
Are you kidding me? Get out of my room! Go! Get out of here! Sneeze in here.
Vince McMahon is an interesting individual, and one of the things that he hates is when people sneeze in front of him. This irritates Vince so much that it's an unwritten rule in WWE that any employee isn't to sneeze in front of him. According to Stephanie McMahon, Vince hates anything he can't control, and this extends to sneezing. Wrestling legend Arn Anderson even recalled a time he was in a meeting with Vince and the WWE creative team. An individual in the meeting sneezed, and according to Anderson, he's never seen Vince as angry as he was in that instance. Anderson stated that it looked like there was fire coming out of Vince's eyes. Number 3, WWE announcers can't use pronouns. WWE announcers have a lot of rules they must stick to when calling a show. One of these rules is that they aren't under any circumstances allowed to use pronouns. This means that the announcers have to use the superstar's name when calling the action rather than he or she. According to Mick Foley, who was part of the SmackDown commentary team in 2008, Vince McMahon yelled at him in the headset every time he accidentally used a pronoun. Interestingly, legendary announcer Jim Ross actually thinks that not overusing pronouns makes the product better. He revealed on his podcast that
the other thing is with the frigging use of pronouns. I know we've made fun of Vince about that, but one of the best things Vince taught me in commentary was to not overuse pronouns. He hit him. Oh, he did it again. If the TV's on down my hall and I'm in my kitchen and I hear, he did it, he did it. Well, I'm wondering who the hell they're talking about. It doesn't stick. A lot of announcers do that today, and I catch myself doing it. I hate it. The best way to get talent over, and that's the only job that a broadcaster has, is to get talent over. You do it with their names, their nicknames.
Number 2, weapons need to be approved. Now, it's often said that the WWE micromanages their talent. Now, this is somewhat true, but it's certainly true in relation to what weapons superstars are allowed to use. Every time a superstar wants to use a weapon in the match, this must be approved before they can use it. They are not under any circumstances allowed to deviate from this rule, and this was seen in the case in 2016 when Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho went directly to Vince McMahon to see if they could use thumbtacks in their match at Extreme Rules. Vince eventually approved of the inclusion, but if Ambrose and Jericho didn't seek his direct approval, then there would have been extreme repercussions. A key reason why this rule exists is so that WWE can stick to their established PG guidelines. If they can monitor what their superstars are using as weapons, they can ensure that PG guidelines are met all the time. And number 1, banning words.
You're gonna give me a WWE Universal title shot tonight!
It's common knowledge at this stage that WWE have an extended list of banned words that WWE superstars and on-air personalities aren't allowed to say. Some of these include belt, pro wrestling, house show, title shot, talent, performer, war, the business, feud, fans, and crazy. Yeah, this rule sounds crazy. In 2019, the Revival were punished directly by Vince McMahon as they said the phrase pro wrestler during a promo.
We're not sports entertainers. We are professional wrestlers.
According to the Revival, following this incident, Vince wanted to turn the duo into a comedic act. The inclusion of the majority of the words on this list make a little to no sense. Most of the words that are banned seem to be simply due to Vince's bizarre mindset rather than anything else. But there you have it, folks, 10 of the most bizarre rules in WWE that superstars must follow. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.